Hello everyone. In the last session, we have discussed about why Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. And the reason was ambiguity problem or diamond problem, right? Due to diamond problem, Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. And diamond problem is created because of extending more than one parent class containing methods with same name and same signature, right? And to resolve this diamond problem, interface came into the picture. That is, we can easily resolve this diamond problem using interface. All we have discussed in previous tutorial. Okay. So basically, my point is we can easily resolve diamond problem using interface. But problem is that this same diamond problem occurs in case of interface also. Because under Java version 8, Java introduced default method in an interface. And default method means an interface method with its body. And before Java version 8, such default method concept was not available inside an interface. And hence, we could easily resolve this diamond problem. But under Java version 8, Java introduced default method in an interface. So if class implement more than one interface containing default methods with same name and same signature, then again ambiguity problem will create, right? So how we can resolve this diamond problem creates because of default method. All we are going to discuss in this tutorial. So just keep watching till end. Okay. So first let's discuss about problem create because of default method and then we will discuss solution on it. Okay. So let's discuss it directly through an example. Now see here, if I create I1 interface containing default method dm1, okay, and let's print here dm1 in I1 interface, and let's create one more interface and suppose I2 interface containing same default method with same signature, okay, and let's print here dm1 in I2 interface. So here I have created default methods with same name and same signature in both the interfaces. Okay, now let's create one class here and it's suppose test class. Okay, and here inside test class I want to inherit methods of I1 interface and I2 interface. So for that first I will need to implement here I1 interface and I2 interface. Okay, now I want to call dm1 method, but before that let's create an object of test class inside main method. Okay, so public static void main. Okay, and let's create here the object of test class. So here, so test class t class equals to new test class, and now let's call dm1 method using test class object. Okay, dot dm1. Now see here, if we notice we are getting red line error here, and if we move cursor on it then we can read the error, and the error is duplicate default methods name dm1. And we are getting this error because now see here, when this statement get executed then this dm1 method get called, right? And compiler look out for this method in test class because I have called this dm1 method using test class object, right? And hence compiler look out for this method in test class, and there in test class compiler found two exact same copies of a dm1 method, or we can say duplicate copies of a dm1 method. It means when we implement here I1 and I2 interface, then internally copies of I1 interface default method and I2 interface default method will create in test class. It will happen internally. Okay. Now coming to the point, so when compiler look out for this dm1 method in test class, then compiler found two exact same copies of dm1 method in test class, right? And hence compiler get confused which method has to be called and it's create ambiguity. and ambiguity means confusion. So basically here ambiguity problem, or we can say diamond problem, will create, and due to diamond problem here we are getting compilation error. Clear? Now question comes that how we can resolve this diamond problem, right? Now let's discuss the solution on it. Okay. So we can overcome this problem by overriding DM1 method into test class. It means we can override DM1 method in test class as per our requirement. And to override means to modify or to redefine parent class method in child class, right? Now let's override DM1 method in test class. Okay. And now let's print here DM1 in test class. DM1 in test class. Okay. And here I will need to do one thing. Here I will need to add public access modifier, because all the methods in an interface are implicitly or by default public. That already we have discussed in Java interface tutorial. So method inside an interface are by default public, and hence here we will need to add public modifier. Okay. Otherwise compiler will raise an error. Okay. All right. Now let's run the code. Now see here compiler again raise an error, and the error is default methods are allowed only in interfaces. It means we cannot use default keyword in the beginning of methods inside classes. That is, methods with default keyword allow only inside an interfaces. They are not allowed inside classes even if it is implemented class of that interface. Okay, so just remove this default keyword from here. Okay, now let's run the code again. Now see here code compiles fine without any compilation error, and we got an expected output. So here I have override DM1 method and provide a new implementation for DM1 method. Okay. But I don't want to provide a new implementation for DM1 method because I want to use already existing DM1 method implementation or logic in a program. So basically I want to execute, or let's say I want to call I1 interface default method. So for that, what will I need to do? So here I will need to call I1 interface DM1 method, right? Now question comes that how we can call I1 interface default method, right? And we can call it using super keyword. Okay. So just write here interface name whose method we want to call, and it's I1 interface dot and then super dot method name. Okay. And I don't want a new implementation for DM1 method. Okay. So let's comment out this line. So here I have used a super keyword to call I1 interface default method. Okay. And in Java, super keyword is a reference variable which is used to call superclass methods, or let's say parent class methods. Okay. Now let's run the code. Now see here I1 interface DM1 methods logic is executed, and we got an expected output. Similarly, we can call I2 interface DM1 method I2 dot super dot DM1 method. And now I2 interface DM1 method get called. Now let's check it out. Now let's run the code. Now see here I2 interface DM1 methods logic is executed, and we got an expected output. So in this way, either we can provide new implementation or logic as per your requirement by overriding default method, or we can call existing default methods using super keyword. So in this way, we can easily resolve this diamond problem which is created because of default method in an interface. I hope you understand how we can resolve diamond problem creates because of default method. Now I am going to end this session. So keep learning, keep growing, and thank you so much for watching.